Hey guys, it's Tom from Velocity here, back in the showroom again with an amazing classic Ford Bronco. I'm ready to walk you around. Before you ask, Tom, why is the top up? It looks a bit different. We keep getting asked in these videos, hey, if it has a soft top, what does it look like with the soft top up? Can you give me an example of how the soft top looks when it's installed into the vehicle? And so for this one, we decided, because it has the soft top fitted on it as an option, to put it up and show you what the cabin looks like as well as what it looks like externally. So that's why the top's up. Let's get into it. The first thing that we always cover in these videos is the paint. And so for those of you who know Velocity, if you know the paints that we typically do, you will recognize this color. It's called Anvil Gray, and it's a confusing color only because it actually looks slightly more blue than it does gray. It's a gray blue, a flat paint, a really, really good looking color for the Bronco. It's very popular, along with our Brittany blue, our seafoam metallic, those sorts of colors. Anvil Gray is up there as some of, if not one of the most popular colors that we do on these Broncos, and for good reason. It looks absolutely fantastic. So Anvil Gray is the exterior color of this truck. Inside, we've got a brown leather that we're going to come onto in a second, which complements with that Anvil Gray really nicely. Let's take a look at the front of the truck before we walk down the side, and you'll see all of the normal fittings and fixtures that you would expect on a Velocity Bronco. So you've got the chrome bumpers, the chrome headlight surrounds, Ford badging in the middle, and these headlights here, they are the Holly Retro Brights. So a really, really nice setup. They're a full LED, but with that classic halogen lamp look. You get modern technology, but vintage looks. That's what we are all about. And because it's something that's in the showroom, if you do prefer the more modern looking LED that we sometimes fit, which is the JW speaker LED, this can actually be changed. So if you prefer that look and you want to buy this truck, don't let those stop you. We can switch those back around. But that's the front of the truck. It looks gorgeous, a really nice presence, of course. Anybody who knows Broncos knows what the front of a Bronco looks like, and this one is no exception. Coming down the side of the vehicle then, next thing I'm going to talk about is the wheels. They're the bullet hole wheels. They are our original wheel, the wheel that we typically run on these vehicles unless we do a Blackout or Ranger package. They're a really, really good looking wheel. Why? Not only do they look very classic, do they look like they should be there, also they match all of the other chrome elements along the side of the truck. So that's what the wheel choice is. Of course, it's also got BF Goodrich tires. Most of our products run BF Goodrich now. These are the KO2s, so the all-terrain tire here, so BF Goodrich tire. Let's talk about those chrome details that I mentioned earlier. You've got Sport Bronco badging. All of our vehicles are genuine Broncos. So this is a genuine title registered Bronco. What that means is we can still badge the vehicle with Ford badging, with Bronco badging. There's other people in the industry, unfortunately, that can't do that, but we can because we use genuine Ford donors and parts. So this is a Bronco, real Bronco, titled a Bronco, and as such, it can have that Bronco Sport badge. Looks really cool. Of course, you've got your side mirrors and your door handles. I'm going to come back onto those in a second because they look chrome, but they're actually billet. And I've got my steering wheel. This would be a very small steering wheel, maybe a steering wheel for a mouse. No, sorry, your fuel cap filler is also finished in this billet chrome. Coming onto the door handle then and the side mirror, they are finished with our billet upgrade. So these are made in-house on our 5-axis machine. Side mirrors, door handle, they feel super premium. They're very heavy duty. The actual click actuation of the button feels very different to the OEM fittings and fixtures. It's a much more premium feature, really popular upgrade that we have. Even Velocity etched in there on the side and the flying V into the thumb button there. So really, really nice upgrade. That is an upgrade. It is a cost option that we did on this vehicle, so it looks really gorgeous. Underneath this soft top is a full 6-point cage. So this vehicle does have that upgrade as well. We have two types of cage, a 4-point and a 6-point, and this one has the full 6-point. So it has the Safari top to go with it underneath this soft top. Coming around the back of the vehicle then, and everything is, again, as you would expect. Like at the front, it all kind of matches up. You've got chrome rear bumper, Velocity badging, Ford lettering in the tailgate as it should be. It's all pretty stock standard here. Just looks really clean, really nice. And you can see that on the back of this soft top, you've got a massive window for visibility when you are driving the vehicle with the top up. This top sits on a frame. And so that frame is pulled up and pushed down, depending on if you want to use it or not. However, the great thing is you can actually fully remove this top. So some tops you can't. Some tops, when you're not using them, you can only put them down. They sit on the back of the tub. But with our tops, you can actually fully, for summer, remove the top frame and this material entirely and go back to having the truck just look, you know, as it would be without a top. So that's a really nice option on that top. The top is by a company called Best Top. On this truck, we've gone with black, but there are a couple of different options. You can do like a spice, which is a tan color, as well as a white top too. So there's some flexibility there. If you decided, hey, I like the top, I like that it's got the top, but I want to do a different color, we can change that. Speaking of colors, let's have a look at the inside. And what you'll notice straight away is that gorgeous interior. It's not a vinyl interior, this one. It was another upgrade. This one is leather. So it's a brown leather, really, really, really nice, super premium leather. Smells great, looks great, feels great to sit in. It's on both the seats, on the top of the cubby box, as well as in these door cards. And what we did here for the stitch pattern is we did our double diamond for perforation. So the perforation makes it really, really breathable. And the double diamond is just a very, it's kind of slightly modern, slightly classic, really, really popular option in terms of stitch pattern. And it doesn't have a contrast stitch, this one. We just stitch the same color in. So it's not too, it's understated. It's not too loud, this interior, but it is really gorgeous. Powered side step, of course. And do you know what? Getting in these vehicles is so easy, especially with the 6-point cage, because you've got this grab handle. So as I step into and up onto the side step there, really easy for me to just get into. Seating position, of course, in a Bronco is great. It's even better in a Velocity for a number of reasons. First thing is going to be this steering wheel. It is on a tilt shift column, so I've got full tilt ability here with my steering column, and this steering wheel, like I always say, is just super, super nice. Wooden rim steering wheel. It's got little finger divots on the back, so I get really good purchase when I'm driving. Looks great, very comfortable to hold. Behind that, we've got a full digital instrument cluster, so it looks retro, but it is actually new. It's by Dakota, and you've got a small, it's about 2-inch screen here in the middle that can give you more readouts. So your remaining fuel, oil pressures, temperatures, things like that, alongside all of the other normal components and gauges that you have here in the instrument cluster. So that's a really, really nice option. We talked about billet externally. Let's talk about billet internally, because this vehicle has both the upgraded billet externals and internals. So that billet continues all the way across the cabin. Basically, anywhere that you would touch has been billeted. I don't know if that's a word, but it's had the billet treatment, right? So all of this switch gear, AC controls, your white washer, your lights, all of this stuff here is super premium, made on our 5-axis machine. It's got that billet upgrade. Your high and low range, your 4-wheel drive, these selectors here, all of this has been finished in billet too. The billet continues onto the door cards, so your window regulators and your internal door cups and door handles also are made of billet. So everywhere that you're going to touch, it just means that it feels super heavy duty, super premium. Let's talk about sound after touch, right? You can touch it now. What does it sound like, Tom? Well, obviously the vehicle from an exhaust perspective sounds fantastic. These vehicles do have a V8, which we're going to come on to in a minute. But for sound system, you've got a full focal sound system. So singled in head unit in here, Bluetooth, really easy to connect to. You can run your phone there. There's a microphone so you can take calls and all that good stuff. But when it comes to playing music, the focal sound system is just absolutely amazing. You've got a sub, you've got speakers. Focal are a really premium audio system. These are not cheap speakers that we put in here, and it just means that the sound system when you're driving around listening to music is going to be great, whether it's top up or down, whatever you're doing. If you're at the beach or tailgating or whatever, this speaker system is absolutely fantastic. Another thing that's really fantastic is this AC system. So it's a vintage air AC system, the newest generation, so it keeps you super cool. And when you have this top up, not only does it help protect from rain, but it does give you some more enclosure in the cabin in terms of that airflow, or should I say mitigating loss of cool air. So the combination of those two things is going to give you actually a really comfortable cabin when this top is up, especially if you wanted to do a longer drive or if it was inclement weather, if it was raining. So that's the AC system. I think I've covered just about everything, other than I want to go back over this leather, just show you a little bit more detail now you can see it without me sitting in it. Really, really gorgeous double diamond. You've got a lockable cubby box here with this really nice armrest on top, super soft. This is actually cushioned, it's not hard, so really nice to lean on. Even the high and low range, the gear gator is covered in that leather, and this dash pad all the way through too is in that leather as well. And that stitching is just absolutely immaculate, as it is basically everywhere else. The door cards, everything. We also talked about getting in the vehicle, the 6-point cage. You will notice that the 6-point cage comes all the way down into the footwells, but what we've done is with these cages, we make them in-house. They're designed in-house to our design, and so there is a little bit of a kink there just so you can get in and out of the vehicle really easily. Sometimes people have had bad experiences with other full cages. They say, well, does it affect my seating position? Will it affect me as I'm driving the vehicle? No, it doesn't interfere with getting in or out of the vehicle, or it doesn't interfere with driving or your foot position because of that design. So that's really, really nice. And like I said, it goes all the way along the back of the cabin, protects the rear occupants too. Because we've got the top up, we don't have the Safari top in here, but when the top is down, you can pop the Safari top in, and that'll give you that kind of mixed weather, extra bit of cover and shade if you want it. So all in all, this is an absolutely gorgeous interior. Should probably point out the floor mats too. They're in bamboo weave, really, really, really nice with the Velocity logo in there. And underneath that is all Raptor line. So all of this is Raptor lining, this black material you see here. It's actually on the underside of the vehicle too, in the engine bay. Everywhere that's not painted has this Raptor lining. So just keeps the vehicle super quiet inside, as well as being really durable. It's anti-chip, anti-rust, all that good stuff. I think that covers about everything in the interior. Let's go take a look under the engine bay. All right, so let's take a look in the engine bay then, and if you know what we do, you are not going to be any stranger to this engine. It's a third generation Coyote. It's a 5-litre V8 producing around 460 horsepower. What does that mean? Well, it means you can go really fast if you want to. These vehicles will do 0 to 60 in about 4.5 seconds, which the Bronco is not particularly aerodynamic, so that's pretty impressive. But more than the power, it is about maintenance, reliability, durability. These engines will go for hundreds of thousands of miles if they're serviced correctly. They don't break down. They are one of Ford's most produced engines, and what that means is you never have to worry about getting where you're going, getting home. They're really easy to service. Any Ford dealer can service this engine, of course. So that's the main point of us using this Gen 3. It's not just about the power, it's about your user experience and use case as a customer. Behind the Gen 3 is the 10-speed, the 10R80, so that's a 10-speed automatic, super quick shifting gearbox, a really good gearbox. We love using them, so that's the 10-speed for your automatic transmission. You'll notice your hydro boosted disc brakes, they're by Willwood, so the vehicle, of course, has full disc brakes all round. With all that power, we want to make sure that you can stop as well as you can go, and that Willwood disc brake setup allows you to do that. A couple of other things, you've got custom headers here, custom serpentine system, and a lot of other fittings and fixtures that you're just not going to see anywhere else. Why? Because we make them in-house, and we've done over 500 of these vehicles. We really know what makes these Broncos go and what makes them right, and so there's a lot of little things that the guys do here just to make this engine bay seem almost like the engine was meant to be there. Of course, it never was. Underside of the hood has also been painted, top of the firewall's been painted, and I mentioned while we were in the cabin the Raptor lining, that's come all the way basically here too. So everywhere there's black material has been Raptor lined. This vehicle features an original chassis, so it's been original restored chassis. That means that it can go anywhere in the US, any state, including California, which does have some stricter registration laws, will be able to take this vehicle and register it no problem. So original chassis that's been essentially remanufactured, it's been restored, any components that needed to be replaced have been, it's been strength tested. People often ask, hey, if I don't get the new chassis and I get an original chassis, is there a safety issue or a rigidity issue, strength issue? No. The chassis is perfectly capable and all made to be like new or as close to new as possible. So original chassis underneath here, if you are in California, this vehicle can go straight to you. I think that covers just about everything on this vehicle. It's a really, really gorgeous truck. Anvil Gray is a super popular color, like I said right at the start. But with these options here, you've got the billet exterior, interior, you've got the soft top, you've got the 6-point cage, you've got the leather for the seats. This is actually a really well-spec'd truck. It's got lots of things that you don't normally get on our base vehicle. So a well-optioned, upgraded Anvil Gray Bronco that is ready to go home today. It's ready to drive away. It's had all its QC checks. It's had its final detail. Of course, it will be redetailed if somebody buys it before it goes out, but you understand my point. This is how it comes. There's nothing else left to do. This isn't a fake one that we're going to sell you a different one later. This is a real truck here in the showroom that you can buy today. If you're interested in doing that, you got any questions, of course, please feel free to give us a call. You can click the link underneath the video, head on to the website, pick up the phone, send us an email, fill in a contact form, or if you're watching this on social media, DM us. You might be watching this on Instagram. Send us a DM. We're super responsive on there too. If you've got any questions, please let us know. I've been Tom. This is an Anvil Gray Classic Ford Bronco built by Velocity. Thank you for watching this video.